Well, do we want to talk about these separately, or do we want to stay with the environment, comp plan, national environment, and then, or just keep them together? How do you want to do it?
Well, I think you may want to just discuss each one separately and get comments separately, and then make your recommendation on each element separately.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll open it up to anybody that wants to speak on the comp plan update for national environment. Anybody here wish to speak? Okay. So yeah, name and address and all that.
Linda Burgess, 12822 51st Street East, Edgewood, Washington. 98372. And I'm speaking for the Pierce County Biodiversity Alliance, and I want to state our support for the addition of biodiversity in your the biodiversity goals and policies in your environmental section of the plan, and also in referencing the Lower White River Biodiversity Stewardship Plan in your appendix. And again, I want to reiterate that we offer our assistance to help implement the policies, and we look forward to identifying grant opportunities to also help in doing that. And I hope that you will approve.
Thank you for your input. Anybody else?
Yeah, for just a very short second or two. My name's Broadus, and
how do you spell your last name?
Broadus. And I live at 901 16th Street Southwest in Puyallup. So I live downstream. And I'm on the Tahoma Audubon Society board, as well as a member of a recent member of the Pierce County Biodiversity Alliance. And I just want to express the Tahoma Audubon support of the biodiversity section. Complete support, and especially including the stewardship plan. We are extremely interested in the ecological services that you get by leaving areas along the river like that as diverse and natural as possible in terms of the way it protects stormwater and clean water, and of course at the Audubon Society bird life. Actually, I've done a lot of I'm a land surveyor, and I've done a lot of engineering and or a lot of work with engineers on these things, and a lot of work with mapped out wetlands in my career. And I'm absolutely sure that as much land along the river as you can leave in trees and natural pays for itself very quickly in terms of stormwater and clean water management, as opposed to replacing them with engineered rebuilt, mitigated wetlands. If you can leave it there, do it. And that's all I want to say.
Thank you for your input. Okay, any discussion on the national environmental?
Another comment. Jeanne Fancher, 37248 55th Avenue South, Friends of the Lower White River, and I actually have some handouts for the Planning Commission. I took the liberty of amending your streams and creeks map by adding an overlay that basically shows the Lower White River Biodiversity Management Planning area that was in the handout you got, part of the appendix, and this is taken, there are 2 pages, this is taken from the 2004-2005 Biodiversity Management Plan. And you'll see on the second page, there's a yellow spot at the bottom. This is how long we've been working to put specific zoning and specific information into the plan in this page 2, this Chapter X, the City of Pacific Appendix. I've been talking to Jerry. As you said, he said a surveyor. You'll notice that the red and yellow lines that delineate the biodiversity management area don't quite match up with the river. And that has more to do with the way the GIS takes the data that comes from the field and takes the orthophotography. But you can basically see the size of the biodiversity management area compared to the river right-of-way. Because of the the way it was done from the air, all these wetlands over to the, well, as you're looking at the paper, the right side of the river or the left bank, that's going to be King County levee setback area. And you can also see the edge of the river and White River Estates where the old oxbows were. I tried to leave the ortho overlay so it gives an idea of where those wetlands are and where that floodway and floodplain is. Friends of the Lower White River is very much in support of adding the biodiversity language to the comp plan and buttressing that language with ordinances or purchases, actions by the city as best it can, excuse me, depending on, you know, financing and willingness of council and willingness of you folks, but to protect the area because of its high value, because of the ecosystem services in Puget Sound region or just in the Puyallup River watershed. The ecosystem services of natural areas is in the billions of dollars, and that's stormwater control, flood mitigation, producing oxygen, reducing siltation, the things that make our community viable, that make the earth viable. So any little bit that can be legally protected and shown to be of benefit to the community, to me, is really important. The second thing I want to mention is on the map, the Milwaukee Creek has been renamed from Milwaukee Ditch to Creek, and actually as that flows down along the railroad tracks down into Sumner, Sumner's calls it a Soton Creek, or is it just Soton Creek? I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I couldn't find that on any other map when I looked at their website.
It was there, and I've seen it, and I think Linda's seen it, and she looks, you know, down the valley towards it, and so do I. It was straightened for the Milwaukee Railroad, and actually Milwaukee Creek went into Jovita Creek. Jovita Creek kind of cut across the valley under, down to about 16th to join the river, and then the Soton Creek was another creek that drained the lower part of the valley, and so these two creeks were connected when the railroad went through. Anyhow, increasing the riparian, the size of the creek is really important, not just for wildlife habitat and biodiversity, but again for flooding, water quality, just the general quality of life that we have in Pacific and in the Northwest. It all goes together. So I just want to thank the council for hearing this all out, and the city and staff for adding this language into the comprehensive plan, because it really is important. Every little bit helps, and every bit that is damaged beyond repair hurts. I like to think of the valley as a bathtub, and it's part full of water, and the more rocks you put in it, the higher the water goes, and the more it affects the last people to come along. So if we can find a point of stability and rather an equilibrium, to me that's just really important. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Paul.
I would just like to add something to people who may be interested, or the Shoreline Master Program that was approved by Ecology has a figure in it. I believe it's the 2007 bylaw. It is, and eventually, you can see it online now, and we're not going to talk about that now, but anyway, that's one of the figures in there. I believe it's 12A.
And one of the things that take into account on looking at the natural environment, we did mention that in the policies that we should look at adopting the biodiversity document as an appendix. So that's another thing that you should consider tonight as part of your vote.
So that's not part of the document at this time, that would be a...
That's something I would say is a recommendation, adopt it as an appendix to the comprehensive plan.
Okay.
Since that is in one of the policies and the discussions that we should look at adopting it. So I would put that as a recommendation as part of your vote for adopting that appendix as part of this comp plan amendment.
And how's that different from what's written in the...
What I would do is to be an appendix to the back of the document. is what I would do.
Just a supporting document
Yes.
is all?
Mhm.
Okay. Any further discussion? So do we want to, is anybody here wishes to speak about the transportation comp plan and the revision? Okay, I thought that might actually be more contentious than the other, but, okay, well, then, I guess we'll close the public hearing, no more input, and then, is there any more discussion, or are we ready to make a motion?
And our motion would be to accept it as presented and add the amendment of the biodiversity and then forward it to council. Is that
There you go, that's it. Do we want to do it in separate, or do we want to do it individual? The amendments.
I would say separate and take those a hold up on one or the other
Right.
in council, and that way they can at least
Yeah.
move one chapter forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so, and we should refer, I think it's called the Lower White River Biodiversity Management Area.
Okay.
So, that's the document.
And then, is that the one that you want admitted,
Yes.
amended to the, amendment to the
In the motion.
chapter 3? Okay.
Mhm.
Don, you're on a roll here.
Stewardship
Point of
plan.
information, Lower White River Biodiversity Management Stewardship Plan.
Stewardship plan, okay.
And that's a voluntary plan,
Yeah. And that is,
it's a help.
Okay.
Are you noting that, Gail, just so when we get to that?
I'm gonna have you say it.
Well, I was.
You're making a
Yeah, I think you got volunteers.
Say it right here, and then they'll come out.
You gotta,
come out.
can you write it down?
So I passed that paper over to Zach, I was trying not to be rude, but.
Yeah, laws are adopted as stated, not by reference.
So I would make a motion that we accept, which one we're gonna do first?
The environment, the natural environment.
Natural.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3, Natural Environment as presented with, adding.
As an appendix,
As an appendix,
the Lower White River
the Lower White River
Biodiversity
Biodiversity
Management Area Stewardship Plan.
Management Area Stewardship Plan.
So that's the.
Stop making me do stuff.
Right. So we're, just to get this clarified, so we're making a motion to forward the, update to Chapter 3, Natural Environment, to, City Council with the amendment for the biodiversity.
Management, yes.
Appendix, that's right, appendix.
The Lower White River Biodiversity Management Area Stewardship Plan.
As an appendix, okay. All right, second. Second. Okay, any further discussion? All right, we ready for a vote? Yeah, I think I did, yeah, I closed the public.
Okay, wanted to be sure.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. All right. Okay, so, all in favor of the, motion?
Aye.
And opposed? Okay. All right, and then we'll move on to, I'm looking for a motion for, comp plan update, revised chapter 8, transportation. Any further discussion?
There's no changes to that one?
No. That's
Any
it.
additions there?
well, except for the minor changes to the map. to
Yeah, but those were, but we're submitting it as,
Right.
as the document exists
Right.
today, so. yeah.
You're up to bat, Scott.
Hmm?
It's an easy one, you don't have the
Oh,
Yeah.
biodiversity.
We're looking for a motion, yeah.
Yeah, I make a motion to, approve chapter 8, the, city, comprehensive plan, transportation plan.
Can I
second
that?
Huh?
Oh, Okay, and he's got a second, so, okay, all right. Well, I'd just like to say, John, this is your baby, and I see you put a lot of work into this, and it looks really good. I mean, like I said, you know, earlier, kind of a layman at this, but, I mean, I can see a lot of effort's gone into it. And it's obviously from the comments and everything, is sorely needed, and so it's good. Thank you for your efforts.
Thank you. We gotta thank Paul too for her efforts.
Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, no.
Thank you for being here so I can have some
Yeah.
effectiveness.
Oh, come on, Paul has had
And
7 or 8
everyone-
years to get it done.
Yeah.
Where have you been all this time?
Further discussion, anything? Okay, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now you get to go to council with it.
Yeah, and now we can send a copy to the state
There we go.
also.
So, yeah, timeline's good? I mean, we're within
Yeah,
the
well,
budget, or within the limit?
Yeah,
or-
since Paula's gonna be here next week, she'll have the responsibility to send the draft down to the state.
Feedback.
I'll be down, and it looks like hot sunny Phoenix next week.
Oh, there you go, good for you.
Oh, nice.
You're gonna, I think there's a few more spring training games going on, maybe,
Yeah.
because you might